Ти нахуй, в смысле я програв свій
Як можна проіграти?
Хуй сосав.
Ну то ти.
Так, де ж...
Подивись, блядь.
Йо-моє.
Мама дзвонить.
Реально, в нього майже не видно, що в нього очі зелені.
Ти про кого
Ну,
зараз?
короче, да, в'їбали, я не знаю.
А тебе які очі кольору?
У мене?
Угу.
Я і не був, але мені здається зелені, я?
Мафіози. Таке відчуття. Зелені, так може? Зеленого.
Ой, Богданчик, привіт, блядь.
Шалах.
Аллах Акбар, блядь.
Ловить чапалах. Боже, голуб, я не понимаю, ну, типу... Не, ладно, я тебе прекрасно понимаю, получается.
Ну то нахуй ти починав, блядь.
Да, от дивись, типа, я кожен день, типа, можу собі поігратися в плойку, а ти кожен день дуєш.
Пацани, дивіться.
У каждого есть, типа, свои дела на день. Обязательно.
Знаєш, я ідую, і я якби граюсь, блядь, в комп'ютерні ігри так само не
А
знаю.
замість цього можна було просто безкоштовно дивитися аніме. А ви там бавите, там
Подожди, голод. Сейчас кидаю следующий рофл. А ти подивись, будь ласка, аніме на піратських сайтах. Богданчик, ти ж можеш. А ти дивишся, да? Короче, голуб, подаємо в департамент США позов на оцю от...
А у тебе не вийде. Дивись приколяс. Дивись, я от дивлюсь, я ще
Ти
дивлюсь
признався, а
аніме.
ми записували екран, ми
Дивись,
записували цю
слухай мене
хуйню, тобі
уважно.
пізда, блядь, ааа.
Дивись. Да, я дивлюсь на піратських сайтах. Але разом з тим у мене є підписка на сайт, де можна дивитись офіційно. Але так як там нема субтитрів, я дивлюсь на інших сайтах. І все легально, тому що я плачу підписку.
Ні, ніхуя це ти так думаєш, а суддя скаже, що ти долбойоб, блядь.
Ну це цілої, ну в цьому плані я буду виправданий.
Бля, вітаю, до суду.
Ну тоді ти не будеш покараний. Бля. А знаєте що? О, а знаєте що? А я схожу на балкон і там покурю. Тому що в мене інтернет настільки класний, що якщо я зараз вийду в падік, все. Стас, іди сюди, в тебе цей. Забирай мені на рекламу всю. Що тут можна лутати? Що тут можна робити? Я ж це безполезний тільки.
I need to find somewhere to hide. Let me go! I need to find shelter. Is anybody there? What is this place? The place seems abandoned. I should be safe enough here.
І так, обзор на хату. Оба. Тетя, а що з тобою? А де твої зубки? І личико, і вообще...
This one's dressed up fancy. Let's run through his pockets.
Picking the dead's pockets? Are you serious?
I've still a rent to pay. He's got no more responsibilities. What's this? Gold watch.
Beautiful it is. We fancy it to share the takings. I suppose we are.
Який радостний, конечно.
Give him an Eve.
О, то есть... кто-то...
That's impossible.
А як він здох? Об'ясни. Не понимаю. Типа... What the fuck? І так, це у нас що? Що це за фотка?
Mary, I'm sorry. Whoever did this to us, I will find them.
Вампір, який шукає вампіра. Очень інтересно. Подобається таке. Итак, огонь и солнце. Новый коллекционный предмет. Информация. Кровососы не боятся ни... Через несколько минут его кожа почернела так, словно горела изнутри. Его глаза и тело расплавились. Я увидел, как шевелятся и скрипят его нечестивые кости. Тварь весь день пыталась уклониться от солнечных лучей, в конце концов остался только иссохший труп. Но как только солнце скрылось за горизонтом, он начал медленно восстанавливаться. Я отрубил ему голову, чтобы окончательно уничтожить. А когда применил огонь, проклятый кровосос так и не возродился из пепла. Огонь — это наше оружие, братья. Лучший способ уничтожить зверя — это сжечь его. Нормально. Священный огонь Инквизиции. Обожаю. Итак. Что мы делаем дальше? То есть лупимся на хату. О, я же должен отображаться в зеркальце. Так, я отображаюсь.
Who goes there? Who's there? Are you referring to me? No! No! I still have so much to accomplish.
Ну,
I still have so much left that needs doing.
а які в тебе не зроблені діла? Об'ясни мені. О, шилінги, 5 шилінгів. Оба. Братан. Что это? Хилка местная? О, и пистолет. А мне можно пистолетом этим пользоваться, да? Пожалуйста. Ну я ж тоже как бы беспомощный, тільки з одним мачете робиться це якось.
This one's lost. We need to leave. And now! There's time. I can save him. That's the enemy coming! The orders are to evacuate the hospital! Done. He'll live.
Он будет жить, если тетя.
Killing is a hell of a lot easier than healing.
Убивать куда проще, чем лечить.
No, it never got easy.
Окровавленный дневник. Давай-то пока что оставим этот дневничок.
This makes no sense. None of it. No sense at all.
Что ж ты не понимаешь? Я тоже ничего не понимаю.
That's it.
Ляг поспи. Ляг поспи.
So be it.
В смысле?
Rational thinking only.
Нині і присно, і во веки, що-то там... Нині і присно, і во веки веков. Хорошо, мы отдохнули. А почему я живой? Так він же вцелився собі не в серце, він в грудах целився. Залився тут.
This is absolute madness. I've lost touch with the real. As it is, as one has the James clouding sunlight into a glowing flesh.
Аутофагія. Когти, косарь. Давай когти. Будем пока что с ближним боем. Блин, вот промахался. А можно отменить? Я не хочу подтверждать, но надо.
That voice in my head. If I'm not mad, then it must belong to the one who made me what I am. I must find him to understand what I have become.
Хто там ломиться?
These people want me dead. I need to leave now.
Погнали. А что делать? А як перелізти?
Here's the leech. Here!
Ого.
My head's spinning. It's locked.
Старий кол. Мачете? Понял вас.
I'm still in Southwark. I must reach the West End. Go back home.
Ох ты мать.
Die, vermin!
Дай мені похилитися.
A strength I never knew I had. Every fiber of my being is afire.
Иди сюда, дай покусаю. А, вот, хилочка.
I feel like a child learning the limits of my body.
Во-во-во-во-во-во. Дай покусаю. Якийсь ти... Ладненько.
My reflexes. I'm not human anymore.
Чутьо вампира. Цікаво. Огонь сірим світиться. Мост в Саудуарке. Карантин. О, знакомо, знакомо. Какое-то все непонятненькое. О, обалденно.
My poor sister. If only I had controlled my need for blood. Mary, someone will pay for what happened to you. For what happened to us.
Ой.
This is despicable.
Скриси.
I cannot enter.
О, другу
I
пришли.
have this
Ще
thirst
плюс кровь.
for blood.
Ладно, показалось. Давай, полетели.
The dizziness from the jump. I can now control it.
Ну, такі пиріжочки у тебе поширені. Ха, 5 шекелей. І так, і так, і так. Оп. Опять крысы хавать.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Не ожидал такого от себя.
What will London have to say to me?
Лондон.
So many questions unanswered.
У всіх много вопросов и никаких ответов. Ну давай будем реалистами. Нам что-то надо. мы это найдем и заберем. Опа, док.
Another corpse. Have the very streets of London become a mausoleum?
Подожди, так це, наверно... Ой. Та який пульс? У нього там половини спини нема. Ой. Він похожий на тебе без бороди.
I can still smell the scent of it.
Ага.
I follow the scent's trail. Perhaps it will lead me to my assailant. Fresh blood. The smell is so strong. Where has everyone gone? According to the blood patterns, that's where the victim was attacked. So that must be the killer's trail.
Оба, новое убежище. Оба. А, господи. Итак, у меня есть 500 опыта. Но... Часть обычной рукояти, часть обычного спускового механизма. Так я все-таки смогу стрелять? Все. Може не надо, типа, убивать себя? Так, у мене 500 опыта. Кров. Давай, короче, вот... Ах, мать моя женщина, боже. А что даю вот это вот? 1100%. Понятно. Давай. Собственно... Не понял. Это какая-то сила этих джедаев. Вы ничего не попутали, не? Як можно использовать свою кровь, чтобы восстановить себе здоровье? Ну... Ладно, следующая ночь. Состояние района стабильное. Итак.
At last, a little life.
Welcome, sir, to the Turquoise Turk.
Good evening, sir. I wondered if I could ask for your help.
Wow, you look like you need a drink.
Yes. I apologize for my outfit. It's been a long night.
Been there, seen that. Don't worry, things can only get worse.
Has anybody entered the bar?
Can't say. Sorry. I spent the...
This is important, sir. Are you sure?
I don't know and I don't care. This is a free country. People still have the right to come and go, don't they?
What's going on around here? It's like...
You must be new here. Have you not heard about the murders?
Какие убийства?
You make it sound like it's a fairy tale.
People will always believe in monsters. It's easier than accepting their own darkness.
No.
We can all be monsters.
Who is this Seward?
It's a local bogeyman. Convenient answer for every...
I'll leave you to your bottle.
Waar ben je должен?
Sir, you look like Jonah's whale just spat you out of hell. Can I get you a drink?
No, thank you. I'm not...
Oh, grab a chair and get some rest.
I'm looking for someone who might have passed through here recently.
It's been quiet tonight. The only other person I've seen went straight up.
You mean he's...
Well, yeah.
I need to meet this man.
Just climb the stairs and knock on the first door. I heard it.
Yes?
No.
Окно. Ну, коротше, його вже в хаті немає.
This is no place for you. Prewell has several patrols roaming the area.
They do not pursue me.
But they're looking for vampires, and they're most efficient.
They'll not relent until the killer has been identified.
I have a common objective, but I require...
I think someone is eavesdropping.
Are you certain? You might as well come in, whoever you are.
Що це за мадемуазель, яка там...
Slowly, vampire! Who are you? I mean you no harm, saith the vampire. Present yourself! I need a word. With anyone.
Well, that's something I can do for you.
Непогано ти, дядя, это... Хрестом валиш. І так спокійно пустив мене за стол. Хоча держав на розстоянні. Муділа.
And who might you be?
Спочатку ви.
Who first, tell me what you want.
That's none of your concern.
Sir, you have entered my room in the middle of the night, pale as a corpse and shaking...
Someone is molesting.
The calling card of a vampire. Like you.
I've been hunted down in the streets and attacked. I'm a victim here too.
I believe you.
Then if you are not a vampire, who or what are you?
Dr. Edgar Swansea of the Brotherhood of St. Paul. I'm performing an independent investigation here in an attempt to understand precisely what is going on.
Що таке ваше
What
братство?
exactly is this brother?
Sir, if the name is not familiar to you,
Then help me find the
I
culprit.
may. If you'll...
I followed a trail. The scent of
You
blood.
thought I was your aggressor. That explains a great deal.
A shadow, indeed. Yet I heard his voice.
You should let me handle this affair. You've no...
No.
How will you do any better than I? But then let me ask you this.
Ще не знаю.
I will at last have the answers to...
Then I can only wish you good hunting. And pray...
Ви виключали його в цьому?
Нет.
Ну що, я не пила взагалі. Неси мені просто. Щоб я не виклала. На.
Ха. Пана.
If Swansea is not my attacker, it means somebody else came here tonight. Someone must know something.
Понимаю.
Evening, sir.
Итак.
Can I help you?
I have a few questions. I spoke to Dr. Swansea. He's not the man I'm looking for. I suspect that someone else was here tonight. And I don't think Tom wants to...
I'm just the barmaid here, okay? If Tom says you're the only visitor we had, then you're the only visitor we had.
I can feel your fear, madam. Please, tell me what's going on.
William Bishop. He came in here...
Tell me about this William Bishop.
Will was a sailor who worked at the canning factory before he lost that job. A nice bloke, really. He's never been violent. Until tonight.
Why keep it a secret? Why not tell me about it?
Tom's nothing if not loyal. After Will lost his job, he offered him one ear. They used to be good mates. But recently, well... Will started to get very aggressive.
I see. Thank you. I will get to the bottom of this intrigue. What's been done to me, to this city.
You best talk to Tom.
I think dream no longer stood.
Welcome back. Did you find what you were after?
I can't say I have. Are you sure no one else came into your bar before I arrived?
Hey, I told you, you were the only other stranger I've had.
Tom, talk to me about the visit from your old friend, William.
Yes, Will came by tonight, but he's not my friend anymore.
Why lie to me if he is not your friend?
I didn't lie. I said you were my only unannounced customer, and that's the truth.
I need to find him. It's a matter of urgency. Do you know where he is?
You could try his boat. It's up by the North Pier. He sleeps there when he's too drunk to get home.
Please describe him to me.
What do you expect? He's a tall, sick bastard with a bad rash and torn old clothes. William used to be strong. Now he's a mess.
Thank you, Tom.
If you see him, tell him I don't want him back here unless he cleans up his act, okay?
Damn it. I think that no longer stirs me. Not long ago, this sort of mess would have given me a
Didn't
laugh.
deserve this.
О, я бачу кров.
The body is still warm. This man has just been drained of blood. What's this? Some sort of note. This man was armed. He tried to defend himself. This corpse has been dried of its blood, just like the previous victim.
Хтось дуже голодний.
Blood and empty gin bottles. This bishop fellow is something of a heavy drinker. There are blood splats on the other side of the canal. I must reach that barge.
Бля. Нямка-нямка. Ха.
Ammunition crate. Good. I may need a lot of bullets. I feel like I'm back on the front line again.
Shut that foolish mouth of yours.
Некоторые враги Угу.
Wrong bag.
No time I can remember. But I've only been part of the guard 3 weeks to the day.
All the more reason to shut it, Mr. Billy. If the man says a bloodsucker's dug in here, you've but one job, and that's to find it. And find it fast. Get it!
Дай покушаю. А тепер давай улетай. А як стрілять по вам? А? Помогите. О. О, нормально. Нормально.
Nightmare screams when you burn them alive.
Best be moving on. That's this nest of them cleaned out. Stay away! Place stupid! Over there!
Давай свою игру. Зарубаю. Картечи ширены. А як хорошо, что можно быстро перемещаться по цим лестницам.
Last warning, sir!
Какой-то больной. Ой, і улучшать можна. Непогано. Вампірчик із мене, конечно. А, так це оглушення дає, а то не дає. Нахрен воно мені надо. Не. А ще одне убежище. Так, ми зараз тоді візьмемо, обновимо собі що-то вкусненьке купимо. Виносливості мені не хватає капітально. Так що давай купимо виносливість. В смысле вони восстановились? Ладно, не важно. Хрен на них вообще.
Fresh blood. The whole building reeks of it. The scent is so strong it makes me dizzy.
I'll not betray your trust. I'll need it.
Давай попробуем.
This place reeks of bloodshed.
Quench my thirst. I must have more. Oh dear God, not again. William, please stop. It's the same, but I promise. You're my dearest friend. You're my
This
last.
creature is bedeviled. I must put it down.
Ого. Да ну, почему я не могу использовать блядские когти? Нажимаю на цей R1, а там типа пох. Вас уничтожили, мы вышли за пределы круга жизни и смерти. Мы нежить. Що-то там дальше я не встиг прочитати. О, як класно воно швидко грузиться. Чудесно, великолепно. О. Мені таке подобається. Ради цього можна було і купити PS5. Типа всі под копірку решили делать, як в Dark Souls. Обалдеть. Давай, побежал. Так, у мене там стоит. Нет, нет.
As one, we shall overcome this.
This creature is bedeviled. I must put it down.
Ты чё, мразь? Ну ты тварь. Давай денежку. Давай кровушку. Да пошел. Ой,
William was an honourable man. I could have saved him.
Mr. Hampton, are you in there?
We knew him well, another lost soul, a kindred spirit.
Sir, listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor. You're suffering from shock.
I must return to my flock. They'll stray without me.
Remember, certain scales are every bit as resistant as we are.
Who are you? What do you mean by Skal?
You truly are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait. You are the woman from the bar. Are you like me? Can you help me?
I believe, sir, I already have.
Ого. А она, конечно, на опыте.
By George and the Saints, you've solved the mystery of these terrible murders. Patience, good fellows, I've come to offer help. Just give me a moment to secure my boat. We can leave this awful place.
William was not the evil man they claimed. He was just taken by the thirst. He needed his drink.
This man requires medical attention. We'll see he gets to the nearest hospital.
No, please, I must tend to my fold. My flock needs me.
There, sir. Go with the good Dr. Swansea. He's resourceful, and I'm sure he'll take good care of you.
You'd best come as well. The sun is soon to rise, and you'll need a place to rest.
I just need a moment. If I can learn something about what has happened to William, I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me.
Да, можем полазить еще десь тут. Шиллинги, например, пособирать. Ну, боссами локации, я так понял, зачистили. Мы ще й вийти нікуди не можемо. Ну да, пошел я нахер.
This poor creature can't be my maker. Could it be some subspecies of vampire? I must find a place to analyze the blood.
Поехали отсюда. Выдвигаемся на рассвете. А что значит то, что мы были и подупал.
Where are we headed?
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just across the canal. They'll have a bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
William was... What manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. And the woman? What... Who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that Skal. You must know who she is.
I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy. Were London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal? If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stole, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reed.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reed, a surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew it! I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain. Dr. Reed. Marvelous.
Have we met?
I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
That word, again, from a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. This so much for you to learn.
Of that, you are right.
Well, then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this affliction.
Dr. Reed, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
Давай.
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Да, лишь бы ты не воспользовался во вред мне цієї дружби. Було би вообще прекрасно, шикарно, просто цілував би, обнімав би. Pembroke Hospital.
Dr. Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy?
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes. Here at Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
You can do better than that. It's my turn.
Rotten always. Each heart contains life. Drink at this river. Try it.
Oh, come on, you bastard. I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse.
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
All right, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Гіпноз.
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
Зачем?
No more. Not tonight. Not like this. I will not take another life.
Типа мужичок ще живий.
Did I black out? Whoa, I feel giddy. What? What happened?
It is wise for the huntsman to sometimes let his prey go, but no famished hunter can run for long.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Craig, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
I would like to ask a few questions first. What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
Він знає про мене більше, ніж я сам.
Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Ага. А що таке?
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in. How does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
If you could point me in the direction of my room.
На другому чи на третьому?
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last
Спасибо.
office of...
Thank you, nurse. Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
Not now.
Так, а вона ж сказала вроде бы слева по коридору, да?
It's locked.
Так а если тут заперто, ну то такой прикол. Ладно, справа по коридору. О, доктор Рид.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
Опа, це що? Нормально. Давай. Увеличивает урон и уменьшает расход выносливости. Переработаем часы, зачем оно мне надо?
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
Плюс до ХП. То есть я не могу... Достаточно і цього буде.
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
Hurry now, Doctor. It's free.
Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
Sorry, there's nothing here.
Some of the patients won't last the night without them. Honestly, sir, I'm beside myself.
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, nurse.
Боже, скільки докторів.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well...
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this...
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard's syndrome?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefied, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul. Or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here.
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Who are these enemies, you mean?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me.
Oh.
The staff here are not your enemy.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of...
I see. Don't worry. These people...
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those...
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal?
I'm curious to know who you were before.
It was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have...
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Yes, Doctor?
Why then do you always work
At the Pembroke, we're all...
Your dedication to the Pembroke does you credit, Nurse Crane, but when do you...
We staff get our sleep when we can, Doctor. Nursing is a vocation, not the...
Lack of sleep and the medical profession always ends in disaster.
London's trenches start here at Pembroke Hospital. We are on the front line, make no mistake.
Exactly how bad is...
It really depends. Dr. Swansea deftly works his society contacts for monies, but with the quarantine, well, we're in God's hand.
Please, could you...
It's the large boarded-up building.
That's all for now.
Ой, боже.
Steady, boys! We've got one over there!
А це обов'язково, що в мене буде воно таке постійно висіти? Ой, бля.
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Блин. Давай свою кровь. Классная игра, ну вот лучи баги обожаю. Ладно, давай еще одну вампирса. Понял. Ой, боже, може ця табличка пропадає, якщо в мене катсценка загрузиться? А, воно мене випускає з здання. Ні, не надо. Боже, тупейше строение. Яке масло, який він. Ай, які ж быстрі загрузки у PlayStation 5. Ні, ладно, не так. Які ж быстрі загрузки цій ігрі. Морг есть, фиксируем. А где это, сами жильцы? И еще из яких говна и палок мне надо создавать все лекарства? Вы же сами попросили, ну ёп. Ты где?
Что это? Почему это происходит? Она делится. Что такое? Что-то не так.
А давай кровушку. Давай.
Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza.
Хинин. Хинин. Что такое хинин?
I cannot enter.
Из всего шкафа мы нашли только алкаш.
This key will surely grant me access to the basement.
Итак, братан, я в тебе хаваю. Давай я тебя откушаю немножечко.
Balls of Mars, fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove
Не кислое железо. Про какие медикаменты ты вообще базаришь? Воу.
These skulls feed from corpses and the husks of animals. They're not after
Давай покушаем тебя немножечко. Понял, братан. Ой, откусил, наверное, хороший кусок. Да ну ебо! Ебона мать! Надо хилки. Надо кроу опять. Рассортированы по району. Чтобы приступить, выберите его, нажал на эту карту. Уровень гипноза 1.
Mr. Connor's injuries don't match the report. I'd better look into this. It's locked.
Чтобы поглощать кровь. До побачення. Не понял. Зарубай. Гипохлорид натрия. Я так понимаю, тут будем Джон Роу. Дай крови брать. Давай, да?
Бля.
These scowls can be so ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger.
Согласен, мне надо левела.
Drink blood is so tempting. Sodium hypochlorite. Dangerous to administer, but efficient in the proper dosage. It's locked, all right.
Опиум восстанавливаю. Вы еще и издеваетесь? Слабая регенерация моментально восстанавливает. Давай. Я ж тут не могу.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed.
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. You're...
I see. Would you...
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm...
Are you satisfied?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid...
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable. And your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies. Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need...
Tell me about the doctors who...
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me.
What do you mean? Tell me about the...
Strickland...
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick.
Oh, sweet girl. Reads me like a book.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor.
Yes, nurse. Duty calls? When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
I'm all right.
Good evening. I'm Dr.
No.
Really?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here.
Yes.
Could you at least tell me your name?
Mortimer.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir.
I will see you later. I have to go now, sir.
Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening, madam. Can I help you? I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of...
What do you think of your reception?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since...
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
You always knew the words to come. Brilliant minds.
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to...
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival.
Thank you.
I am Thoreau Strickland. Dr. Thoreau Strickland.
Please, could you tell me...
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning...
What made you choose...
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me.
I'll give you some advice, but understand that nothing beats practice.
Of course, sir. And don't worry, I will never allow myself to be a burden, neither to you nor this hospital.
I based my technique on my mentor's...
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
Do you need my medical attention, dear colleague?
You don't have to worry about me, Dr. Reed. I am here to assist you, not to be a burden.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior, a man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings.
Goodbye, Dr. Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're...
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's...
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
There is no need for such animosity between us. Don't you think the epidemic is already enough to deal with?
That is one point we could agree on. And that is precisely why I want to be sure that you will be of help to this hospital instead of a burden.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time...
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
Tell me, Waverly, what do you think of Dr. Strickland's enthusiasm for his experimental research?
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for pride and glory. Now that, sir, is unethical.
Are you thinking about something in particular?
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery. I believe we should stick to the usual procedure. But my young colleague obviously disagrees.
Why do you wish to...
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be butchered to test an unproven procedure.
Other people may say that's too conservative a point of view.
Conservative? And what are you going to say to Mr. Fiddick if he loses his arm because of the operation? Because that's what's going to happen if the surgery is a failure.
And are you not afraid that your rivalry with Strickland may be blinding you?
Rivalry? I guess you could call it that. But I will never be childish enough to let my personal feelings affect my judgment.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
I don't see any reason why I should justify my actions to you.
That's true, Dr. Reed. The only judge has to be your...
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd. Thank you for your time.
What a blundering idiot.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news?
Is there anything else that's bothering you?
I'm all right, considering the stuff.
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because of me. And now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt myself. What an arsehole.
You can't hold yourself responsible for your injury, Mr. Fiddick. Unless you tried to hurt yourself.
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children need to eat, Doctor.
How could your job be responsible for your wife's death?
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught in a German bomb raid.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army, building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that my kids have. Poor little bleeders.
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Helen. As for me...
The flower's dying. It needs water.
This is no place for you, sir. Hey, I'm talking to you. Elise!
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
There is an absurd poetry to my situation. Physician, heal thyself.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
There is no need to apologize, Edgar. You offered me sanctuary when I had none.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan.
Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet Lady of Mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a vamp. The lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
You are aware that I too know the thirst for the scarlet nectar.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions.
weren't in the New York ones.
If only there were more of us. Less resignation. Nurses, bred with no respect. What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
Dr. Swansea is quite busy, and I need you to help me get acclimated. I have many questions.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones, I'd be inclined to say you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here. Most of these bitches would let you freeze to death before getting you a blanket.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round. The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them. Good evening, sir.
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here.
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still can't...
Have you heard rumors of...
If you want to know what's going on here, you better talk to Miss Jones. She knows everything.
Where were you stationed, sir?
I really don't want to talk.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
How close are you to Miss Hallcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not...
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of me blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willingly.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
How is your stay?
Oh, it's bliss.
Can I ask you precisely why?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurt.
Who is treating you?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me.
You don't seem worried.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned.
Soldier,
I'm fine. Just do something for this pain.
How is your state?
Oh, can I ask? It's the pain.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
You disgust on every street corner. The daily routine.
I wonder...
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich.
Have you heard of any blackmailing going on?
I have no time for mortal games. My secret...
Tell me, Thelma, why do you feel so
I'm not sure, Doctor.
Would you say you and Mr. Elwood are romantic?
No. No, Thomas is a delicate soul. Even though he disguises it. But I am not the woman he needs. No, for I am a vampire, Doctor.
Do you plan to make him a vampire too?
Of course not. How could I inflict my curse on anybody else? I'm not that cruel, Doctor.
Tell me, Thelma, what do you really know about vampires?
I saw one and he saw me. I watched him hunt and kill. I saw his terrible wounds heal as his victim died. And then I knew I was saved.
You mean you actually saw a vampire? Here in London?
Yes. And it has been the answer to my pain. I must drink and kill to regenerate my decaying body. I am a vampire too.
No, you are deluded. You think you crave blood, but you have no physical need for it. You have no idea what that is like.
But what am I feeling? It cannot only be in my head. I know my flesh is rotting. I feel it. It disgusts me.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Time has lost its effect on me. But the suffering continues. I wish I could be sick again. The blood boil with the fever. Here again.
Good evening, Mr. Cox.
Dr. Reed, still working at night, I see.
And why is that?
People who don't sleep at night always seem more alive.
You're lucky to be alive, Mr. Cox.
This place is full of sickness and decay. How could I get...
Consider yourself lucky that I'm treating all of my patients equally.
Don't play the innocent with me. I'm sure you have good reason.
Have you heard of any underhand dealing?
Blackmail? That's not my style.
Have you heard of it?
Blackmail? That's not my style. Too risky. The black market, though. Now that's where the money is.
Do you ever think about that poor fellow I saw you push in the water?
The wound he gave me will make sure I don't forget it. Still fucking hurts. But I should cut me good.
What did he want? Revenge?
I recently had to kill his brother. Poor arsehole thought it would be easy to return the favour.
Only the strongest survive, then? Survival at all costs. Is that all you think about?
I'm the toughest bastard you'll ever meet, Dr. Reed. And I don't give a fuck what you think of me.
That man was determined to murder you. You almost died.
What a surprise. The first time I met him, he nearly shit himself. Fucking coward. I guess revenge gives you balls.
How is your hospitalization?
This is a shitty place with shitty staff.
What's wrong?
That bastard you sent to bring me here, Milton. I thought he was going to break all my bones before I reached my bed.
I see. Any other smart comments?
The nurses aren't too ugly. Especially that foxy one, Nurse
What's wrong with the...
Come on, Dr. Reed. The place is...
But you're alive thanks to the efforts and dedication of the staff here, aren't you?
What are you expecting, a medal? I thought that saving lives was just part of the job. Must be an unsatisfactory profession at this time, I'm sure.
How long do you think you can escape the law, Clay?
I know this city like the back of my hand, Doc. I know its streets, who to pay, who to avoid, and who to bully. I won't get caught.
We can't escape the consequences of our actions. The past catches up with us in the end.
I ain't afraid of death. I don't hide who I am. I live my life honestly, which is more than I can say for most folks.
And who are you, then?
I'm the leader of the Wet Boot Boys. One day, I'll leave this shitty place and punch in the face all who thought I would not come back.
Have you heard of any under...
Blackmail?
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
Hey, Doc.
I'll leave you for now.
What must I do? This isn't even my neighborhood.
Please, sir. I need help.
What's going on? I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, from the Pembroke Hospital.
Oswald and myself were both infantry, sir.
How long have you been searching for him?
I can't go there. Too many rats by the water. Fucking rats.
Don't be ashamed, Mr. Blight. Many soldiers who survived the trenches suffer from musophobia. I'll see what I can do for your friend. What can you tell me about your friend?
His name is Oswald Thatcher.
Where was your friend?
He went down by the canal. He didn't want to go to the hospital. I think he went to the sewers on purpose.
This is a dangerous part of...
We were looking for the Pembroke Hospital.
What can you tell me?
I'm Oswald's best friend.
I have all the information.
Thank you, Doctor.
Don't worry, we're safe.
Have you found Oswald?
Not yet, sir. I need more
All right.
Do you need medical...
No thanks, sir. Unless you're able to get rid of him.
I have all the information I need.
Thank you, Doc.
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
This man has been savagely attacked and dragged to the floor.
What sort of creature is this?
Якобы последний удар.
What sort of creature is this?
Not a lot to check, but I should anyway. Some voucher for a free checkup in Whitechapel. What is Nurse Crane up to? I really must find her. Are you injured, sir?
Help me get out of here. I need to get out.
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd be glad to help you, but you must calm down first. Please, take a deep breath and tell me your name.
Okay. I'm Oswald Thatcher. Please, I need to get out.
Mr. Thatcher, your friend Newton sent me to help you. Do you remember him?
Yes, I do.
Good. Now leave this place and enjoy the cool night air. It's quite invigorating. I'm sure you'll feel better if you do.
Best be on your way home. This is no place for a gentleman. Say the same for the others.
You look exhausted. You're pushing yourself too hard.
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new...
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep...
All members of staff have already read about your...
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary...
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least.
An invisible enemy?
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
Do you require medical assistance?
Thank you for your concern.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet.
Brilliant professionals. Most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift.
Most of them?
It would be inappropriate for me to...
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something...
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limit.
Goodbye, nurse. Good evening, sir.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton.
That's quite a blunt.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed.
I'm not sure I understand what...
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
Are you really smuggling weapons through...
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know.
But you're not defending it.
You keep people alive, you're...
How is the...
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fuck...
So what do you do exactly in this?
I've been an ambulance driver since...
Since you're on the front line...
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous.
It sounds like things have...
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing in.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital. That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet, with all the money and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway, to remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
I'd like to see...
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable...
Good evening, Miss Howcroft.
I need blood, Doctor. Warm.
Do you require...
I have no need for your medicine.
I'll leave you, Mistress of... Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been in...
And I'm Dr. Jonathan...
Well, it's a euphemism.
How would you describe this?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end...
You must get up.
Sorry, I'm exhausted.
How long?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning.
You'd be surprised what dedication can achieve, Nurse Hawkins.
Sorry, Doctor.
How is the Pembroke...
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual. Especially concerning doctors.
Why does Milton...
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned.
Why is Milton grumpy?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation.
Pepper, I know you're...
Yes. Milton Hooks is my man. If you want to report me for that, just feel free, Doctor.
I have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins. But are you aware of the risks?
The rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse anymore. But here at the Pembroke, we break rules all the time.
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton is not the finest bloke. But we do our best to get by. That's all any of us can hope for nowadays.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins. Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor.
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation?
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was...
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me...
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of perverts.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
Goodbye, Milton. Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The fame...
Do we know it?
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the rock...
Dr. Tippett's, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell.
He was also very confident about your future.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran.
No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are...
You've nothing to prove, Dr. Tippett, to anybody. And
I am perfectly fine, and I am not too old for this job.
What is the Pembroke...
This hospital is not exactly the...
It's not exactly the best situation in London, either.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not...
What can you tell me about...
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer...
Any opinion?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve.
Ah, yes, the burden of command.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
You're exhausting yourself.
No.
You've nothing...
I am perfect.
Do you need any medical...
Come on, don't be ridiculous.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Simpletons, these nurses. Great with no respect.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Fear and disgust on every street
I
corner.
wonder why the Goswicks came here in the first
Daily
place.
routine.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you.
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's...
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea took...
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put...
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
I will not let you down, my boy. I will not let you down, my boy.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick.
I'm okay.
Tell me about yourself.
I don't want to talk.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you.
And you have my gratitude.
How painful is your throat?
So painful I'd rather not talk.
I'll let you get some...
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my...
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
They may lack the resources, but we have some of the most brilliant minds in the